you. I'm a Toastmaster, so I always shake hands before I. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Wonderful. I'm so happy to be here. Social media. Social media. Social media is constantly changing, growing all the time. And a lot of emotions come up. A lot of things go through our minds when we think of social media. How many of you have heard of the 5 stages of social media grief? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. The 5 stages. Only one person? Oh. Well, let me ask you, where are you at as it relates to the 5 stages of social media grief? The first stage is denial. Denial. Are you in denial? That's social media stuff. I'm not going to do that. That's kid stuff. Did you know that George Clooney said that the reason why he's not on Facebook is because he's an adult? How many of you are in denial? Raise your hand. Okay. The first stage to healing, by the way, is admitting. The second stage of social media grief is anger. Anger. Are you angry? That's social media crap. I'm not going to go on the internet telling all of my personal business. I'm hungry. I'm sleepy. I'm going to the bathroom. I want a jelly sandwich. Who cares about that stuff? I'm not going to go on social media and tell my personal life. That's ridiculous. How many of you are angry? Raise your hand. Angry. Okay. The third stage of social media grief is bargaining. Bargaining. Well, we'll put up a Facebook page, but that's it. But don't tell anybody that we're on there. We just want to show our competition how hip and happening we are. How many of you are in the bargaining stage? Or maybe your boss is in the bargaining stage. Okay. And the fourth stage of social media grief is depression. Depression. Are you depressed? Oh, social media is taking over the world. I can't believe this is happening. Whatever happened to the good old days? It's a conspiracy, I tell you. It's a conspiracy. It's the government's fault. It's somebody's fault. Why can't we go back to the way things were? How many of you are depressed? Anybody? Don't want to admit that, huh? And the fifth stage of social media grief is, what do you think it is? Acceptance. Acceptance. Well, this is what we're doing now. This is where social media is going. This is where our lives are. Who would have thought? What was social media like before now? Kids are coming out of the womb, right? With their iPhone in one hand, their laptop in the other, and their PDAs on their back saying, let's do this. This is where we're going. This is what's happening. So we're going to talk a little bit about social media. So what is social media? Anybody know? Can anybody tell me what is social media? Any ideas at all?
Engaging with a community.
Engaging with the community. Anybody else?
Able to share information with the masses.
That's right. That's right. That's all social media basically is communicating with a large group of people. It's a two-way communication process, whereas in traditional media, it's a one-way communication process. Just think about this. In traditional media, you have a billboard, your radio ads, your newspaper ads. People look at it, they make a decision on whether or not they're going to buy from you. But in social media, it's a two-way communication process, which means if your customer service sucks, I'm going to tell you, your customer service sucks. And I'm going to tell my friends, it sucks. But in traditional media, you don't have to worry about that. But it's a two-way communication process. People do not go on social media to buy from you. They don't know you. People go on social media for 3 reasons, and 3 reasons only. What are they?
Check on you. Find out if anyone else watches.
Okay, no. 3 main reasons. Sharing. People go on social media to share. The second reason. complain. Information. And the third reason why. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world because people go on social media because entertainment. People go on social media for information, to share, and for entertainment. That's it. That's all. We can go home now. Okay? So when you think of social media, when you think about putting together your content, when you think about all the different social media programs that you want to use, you want to think of it in those three ways. Those three ways. How many of you have a marketing plan put in place right now? A marketing plan. Okay, great. For those of you who do not have a marketing plan in place, for shame. You need to have a marketing plan in place before you can even think about going into social media. Social media is just another tool that you use. Okay? It's not to replace traditional marketing, contrary to popular belief. It's just another tool. So you have to have your marketing plan in place. The other thing that you need to have in social media is to understand your brand. Branding is all about perception. Okay? Perception is reality. So what's your brand? What's your brand's perception? And then you want to think about why you want to go on social media. Your why. Why is that important to you? If you're thinking, okay, I'm not looking to get on social media to sell. I'm looking to go on social media, wait, maybe, I'm on there to build my brand. Maybe to build brand awareness. Maybe it's to create loyalty. Maybe it's to create transparency. Maybe it's to tell my story. But it's got to be something more than just about selling. Social media is about creating relationships. You have to create those intimate relationships with your users. You have to get to know them at a very different level. So let's think about this. Answer me this question. What's the difference between social media and social networking? There is a difference. The difference between social media and social networking. Social media is the medium, the thing itself. Your LinkedIn, your YouTube, your Twitter, that's the media, the medium. And social networking is about people. So when people ask you, what are your social networks, they're talking about people.
Go on mute.
Exactly. Let's talk about the different platforms in social media. There are so many different platforms that you can use. You just don't want to choose the big ones. Just because 800 million, almost a billion people are on Facebook doesn't mean you have to be on Facebook. So you want to do your research. You want to find out where your audience is. You have to do your research. Where do they hang out? What do they read? What do they like? Who are they? You want to get to know them on an intimate level. And once you get to know them and you find out where they are, what they like, where they hang out, what they do, then you can create a social media program that works for you. Remember, social media is not about you anymore. It's about them.